Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I wanted to throw out another versus scenario to you guys. This is the second time I've done this. You can watch my first versus scenario video on this channel. It's called Parademon versus the Trench. Who would win? My thoughts. And because originally this yesterday the 16th was the rescheduled release date for the highly anticipated horror film Candyman, I thought I would do a versus scenario called Candyman versus the Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. And then what's interesting is that like a few days ago, right before I made this video, we got an interesting update regarding the future of the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. Over a year ago, they announced that James Wan was involved in doing an I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series for Amazon Prime. And we hadn't heard a thing about it until a few days ago that it was officially confirmed that Amazon Prime has given a green light to make an I Know What You Did Last Summer film TV series in cooperation with Sony Columbia Pictures, who of course, released the first two films. And that's very exciting. I think it could work because they made the Scream show, the first two seasons on MTV, and then the third season on VH1, I think it was. And that was based off a slasher franchise. And being a big fan of the movies, I was a big fan of the show as well. And I enjoyed the first two I Know films very much. So I'm very curious and very excited to see what they could bring us with an I Know What You Did Last Summer TV show. And then regarding Candyman, of course, if you guys have been following this channel, is that the film was originally supposed to come out earlier this year in June, but couldn't because of COVID, got pushed to a September release date, couldn't happen. Then it was supposed to come out yesterday, obviously that didn't happen, and now it has a release date of TBA for next year, so who knows when we'll actually get to see it. But it is good to know that it is still coming. And that one I'm extremely excited for because it has the involvement of Jordan Peele, who's made two awesome scary movies, Get Out and Us, both of which were great, especially Get Out. And if I know Jordan Peele based on his two films, he didn't produce Candyman, but he did help co-write and produce it. I'm sorry, he didn't direct it. This Candyman will definitely have social commentary regarding racism, race relations, much like the original Candyman film from 1992 did. And what's really interesting and frankly kind of sad is that by the time the new Candyman film comes out next year, whenever that is, it will be more relevant than ever considering how earlier this year we've had multiple highly controversial public killings of multiple black people in questionable circumstances. What most of the time it's at the hands of the police or other circumstances, but it's definitely been a hot spot for many people this year on top of everything else that's happening. But anyway, in this video I want to ask you guys, who would win in a fight between Candyman and the Fisherman? And why this particular pairing? It's simple. Both of them have hooks for hands. That's right. Fisherman in the first I Know What You Did film actually carried a hook, a meat hook or a fish hook, and his hand was ripped off at the end of that movie in facing Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. And then in the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, he has now replaced his hand with a permanent hook, which is one of the reasons why I like that movie so much. And Candyman, of course, has a hook also like ingrained or like seared into his body as well. So I thought, who would win in a fight between these two horror icons? And realistically, if we're, probably Candyman, considering his size and strength and supernatural powers, since he is a murderous ghost, and Ben Willis is just a murderous human being with a hook for a hand. Both of them have put up a fight or a struggle before when dealing with the protagonists in their respective films. But I think definitely Candyman would win in a fight between him and Ben Willis, but it is awesome to picture and think about how they would be going at it with their hooks clashing with one another as they struggle to swipe, slash, and stab at each other. And I am not counting the supernatural version of Ben Willis from that piece of shit I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, because that was one of the worst movies I have ever seen, and I fully regret watching it. I am going to pretend that film never happened or existed, which is why I'm only counting the human version of The Fisherman from I Know and I Still Know, because those two movies were at least great or palatable, and I'll Always Know was a steaming pile of horse shit. So I'm not counting that supernatural ghost version of Ben Willis. I'm counting the human version, which is why I think in this circumstance Candyman would win in a fight between the two of them. Probably never going to happen, but it sure is exciting to think about. What do you guys think? Who would win in a fight between these two horror characters? I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions and your theories down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, may the force be with you.